Have some chicken that y'all need to get used up in a hurry? Well, you've come to the right video, so stay tuned, keep watching, and I will show you 6 brand new chicken recipes that are sure to please everyone in your family. So just sit back and relax and let me do the cooking. Come on, let's go. All right, so tonight for supper, I just have these thin sliced chicken breast right here, and we're gonna season it on up with some Cavenders and some Spiedie Complete, and I'm gonna use this teriyaki sauce to kind of glaze them. And then for sides, we're gonna do some seasoned green beans, and then we're gonna make some cheesy squash. Y'all, so I have my chicken, I went ahead and cleaned it on up, split it in half, and now I'm seasoning it with some Cavenders, Spiedie Complete, and I don't know if I use black garlic or not, but we're just gonna pan fry this up just as is. I know I showed you all that teriyaki sauce, but we decided not to use it, so I just pan fried it as is. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and slice up all this squash, and we're just gonna saute it in a pan right here with just a little bit of butter, and I think I put some olive oil in there as well, but I'm just gonna season it on up with some Cavenders, black garlic, and Spiedie Complete. I'm gonna give that a good stir till it is nice and tender, and it takes probably about 15 minutes or so. Once that has cooked down, I'm gonna add in some heavy whipping cream and about a cup to a cup and a half of cheese. I'm gonna give that a good old stir and see what our consistency is looking like. If there is still too much water in there from that squash, what I'm gonna do right here is just add in a cornstarch slurry, just so it'll thicken up nice and be nice and creamy and rich. And it was, y'all. So here is that chicken that we fried up. I heated up some green beans, and then there is our cheesy squash. And y'all, this was so good. All right, y'all, so supper tonight, I'm going to make a chicken Cordon Bleu casserole. So the spices I'm going to use are just, of course, Spiedie Complete, black garlic, and then Cavenders all-purpose Greek seasoning, which it's great on everything. And then for the actual recipe, you'll need some butter, of course, some Ritz crackers. I'm going to crush these up and see if I need 2 packs, but I'm going to start with this one since I'm just making a small. I'm cutting this one in half. So you'll need some Dijon mustard, cream of chicken, sour cream, Swiss cheese, or you could use provolone or whatever other cheese you want. Some ham. I just got some off the bone sliced deli ham here. And then I've got about 4 thin like chicken breast cutlets that I'm going to use. And this is everything you're going to have. So let's go ahead and get this put together. All right, so we're just going to start out by spraying our baking dish. I just got a little 9x9 square right here. So to make our, I guess the creamy mixture that goes on top, I've got a can of cream of chicken soup, some sour cream, a little bit of Dijon mustard, and of course, Spiedie Complete. I'm going to stir all that together. Then I'm going to place my chicken breast in my dish and season it on up with some Spiedie, Cavenders, and black garlic. You can use whatever chicken you like, but of course with this being an all-in-one meal, you'll definitely want to use probably boneless, skinless. So I just topped that with some Swiss cheese, and then we're going to put our soup mixture on top of that. Now y'all see here in a second, I kind of made a boo-boo, but this is real life. So I should have put the ham under the cream of chicken soup, but it still turned out just as good. And then once I place that ham on top, this is where I make my crumb mixture for the top of it. So I have some butter and then some Ritz crackers. I'm just going to stir that good and together, and then we'll sprinkle it all over the top of this chicken Cordon Bleu casserole or bake, whatever you want to call it. So once I have that in there, I just kind of place them in there evenly, put it into a 350-degree oven until everything is nice and golden brown and bubbly and that chicken is cooked all the way through. Y'all definitely want to give this one a try because it is phenomenal. It is so good. And just to go with it, I made some crescent rolls and some green beans, and that was supper this night, and it was absolutely delicious. The recipe will be linked below. All right, also supper tonight is courtesy of Erin. Thank you so much for sending me all these goodies. She sent me some Spiedie sauce for, it's like marinade for chicken. So I've had that marinating in here for, about, I don't know, half the day. So we've got that in there marinating. They're just boneless, skinless chicken breast. And then she sent me some sea salt potatoes. So I'm gonna get those to boiling just as is and dump that salt in. And then I'm gonna make some corn as the side. So, but if you all can find this anywhere, if you're up in the New York area, apparently it's really good. I've never had it, so we're gonna try it. Oh yeah, so to this corn, I just add a little bit of butter and about a little bit of sugar just to taste. It just depends on what you like. This is just how I make my corn, but you make it however you want to. All right, so for these potatoes, like I said, I've never had these. She sent them to me, which I'm so excited to try them, but they are sea salt potatoes. So it says to place the potatoes in a large kettle, cover the potatoes in like a lot of water. It says 2 quarts, so about a half a gallon of water. Pour in the contents of the sea salt package that they include in this and boil until the potatoes are tender. And then you serve them with melted butter. Oh my goodness. These are gonna be absolutely delicious. All right, so we got those taters cooking, and now in this skillet I have a little bit of butter. I'm just gonna go ahead and fry up this chicken until it is all the way cooked through and nice and brown, and supper's gonna be ready. So here are those taters, there's my sweet corn, and of course this absolutely delicious chicken. If y'all can get your hands on this marinade, I highly suggest y'all trying it. It is delicious. Thank you again, Erin, for sending me this special little package. All right, y'all, supper tonight is going to be smothered chicken. I have some chicken breast cutlets here. I'm just going to season them up with some Spiedie complete cavenders and some black garlic. And I'm also going to saute some mushroom and onions, hence the smothered chicken. And we have some provolone cheese to put on top of that as well. Then I'm just going to steam some of this broccoli right here. And I have some leftover potatoes from another meal. I'm just going to turn those on into some mashed taters. So that's all I'm gonna do this evening, but I'm gonna go ahead and get started on seasoning this chicken and getting it fried up and sauteing these veggies. All right, y'all, so this recipe also comes from Luke Brown. I have used a lot of his recipes here lately because they are just absolutely delicious. So to a skillet, I'm sauteing up some onions, and I just have some red and then just some Vidalia onions in there and just a little bit of butter in there as well. I'm going to dump in those mushrooms and get those all sauteed up together until they are nice and tender. Now, once those have cooked down, as you can see right here, I'm just going to add in some garlic and let that become flavorful all the way through. And then we're going to be ready to make this chicken next. But there are those leftover potatoes that I had from the night before. I just went ahead and smashed them up with some heavy cream and some Parmesan cheese. Y'all, these were so good. Now, once the vegetables are all the way cooked through, we're just going to go ahead and remove them, and we're going to go and fry up this chicken. Now, look, you don't have to, butterfly it or thin it out like the way I did, but I just chose to do it this way. That way it would fit better for us. So once you have browned that chicken up, you're going to go ahead and I pretty much cooked it all the way through because it's not in the oven very long. I topped it with all those sauteed veggies right there. Now, once you get all the veggies on there, you'll top it with either Swiss cheese or provolone. I have provolone on hand, and I love provolone. So each piece gets some of that, and then you'll put this into a 375-degree oven just until everything is nice and golden brown and bubbly on top right there, as you can see. And supper's ready, y'all. And I'm going to tell y'all what. Y'all definitely need to try this smothered chicken recipe. I'll have his video linked down below. All right, y'all, so for supper tonight is courtesy of Luke Brown again, or y'all might know him as Cooking in the Midwest. He has a garlic parm chicken sandwich that looks amazing, so that's what we're going to have for supper tonight. So I just have some brioche buns. We're going to have some pickles on the side. That's why they're sitting there. I got some lettuce, tomato, which he doesn't put on his. He just does the chicken and the bacon, and that's it. But we're going to do tomato and lettuce. I already got some fully cooked bacon just to cut down on some time, and then I got these chicken breasts right here, which I'm going to cut in half. That way we can have 8 pieces and the chicken's not so thick. And of course I picked up some garlic parm sauce. Now you can get the Buffalo Wild Wings if you want, but I love Sweet Baby Ray's stuff, so we're going to give this one a try. And then some jumbo crinkle cut Nathan's fries. They were on sale, so I picked those up. Those are my absolute favorite kind of french fries ever. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and get this chicken prepped and get it cut in half, and then we're going to season it up, and then we're going to put it in the oven covered in that yumminess right there. All right, y'all, we're just going to go ahead and fry up this chicken a little bit. We're not going to cook it all the way through. We're just looking to brown it on both sides because it will cook in the oven. So I'm just going to season it up with some salt, pepper, garlic powder, and paprika per his seasonings. So like I said, I'll have his video and everything linked below for this because you're definitely going to want to try it. It is so good. So we're just going to brown up both sides until they just get some color on them. And then I just put it on a baking sheet. We're going to top it with this garlic parm sauce from Sweet Baby Ray's. Highly recommend. It is delicious, so good. So we're just going to brush each top there of the chicken with some of this sauce, and I put it into the oven until your chicken has reached an internal temperature of 165 degrees. We're going to be ready to make these sandwiches, and here's everything once it is put together. Y'all, this is amazing. Definitely a must try and a different spin on a chicken sandwich you won't regret. All right, y'all, so supper tonight is going to be smoked chicken leg quarters, baked potatoes, and sauteed veggies. I just have these chicken leg quarters here. I've got them sitting in some Allegro original marinade. Y'all, this stuff is so good. And we're going to put these on the smoker as soon as they're done marinating. They've probably got about 30 to 45 minutes left. But I'm going to go ahead and get these taters wrapped up. All I do to do these are just olive oil and sea salt wrapped up in aluminum foil, tin foil, whatever you want to call it. I say tin foil. I don't know what y'all call it. And then I'm going to saute some veggies and some butter and garlic. That's all I do with those. And then these potatoes cook at 400 degrees for about 45 minutes because you want them, you know, nice and soft and just they're so good. I love those. But yeah, that is going to be supper tonight. All right, also I got the taters in there. They're all wrapped up. Got them in my cast iron. I'm gonna go ahead and stick them in my oven, like I said, for about 30 to 45 minutes, probably more on the 45-minute side. So we got those taters in the oven. I'm gonna go ahead and slice up these squash and zucchini right here, and then we're just gonna season it and leave it in that bowl until we're ready to saute it up. I'm going to go ahead and place my chicken on my smoker. I think I have it at 225 degrees. I'm going to cook it like that for almost 2 hours, an hour and a half to 2 hours, and then we'll grill it on up. That way that skin gets nice and crispy. But to the chicken, I added some Spiedie complete and some smoked paprika, and that was all else that I put on there. Now we're going to come back on in. That chicken had been smoking for a while, so to the squash and zucchini, I have some black garlic, Spiedie complete, and Cavenders, and we're just going to go ahead and put that into a skillet with some butter and some liquid gold, aka bacon grease, and we're going to saute those veggies on up until they're nice and tender. Now I do like them to have a little bit of bite to them, so I don't cook them, you know, all the way down. That's why I like to slice them pretty thick too. But there's the squash. Here is this delicious smoked chicken, y'all. It was so good. And of course, our baked potatoes. So this was supper this night, and y'all, it couldn't have been better. I really and truly hope you enjoyed this video. If you did and it gave you some new ideas, please give this video a thumbs up, as it really helps my channel, as well as leaving me a comment below. And if any one of you all or a family member or anybody is in need of prayer, please let me know below. I would be honored to pray for you all. And I just wanted to say a special happy Father's Day to my daddy. If you're watching this, I love you so much, and God couldn't have chose a better father. I'm gonna get teary-eyed. But happy Father's Day to everyone out there, including my husband. You are the best. God bless. Bye.